Hello everybody, it's emmavoid here again. Thanks so much for joining me, and we're back with more of my The Outer Worlds Let's Play. So, last we left off, we got the Unreliable up and running.
I so enjoy watching you sleep for hours on end, Captain. It's quite entertaining the way you drool and whimper.
Thanks, I guess. And that holographic shroud. Let's see, Jack's disguise, blah blah blah, provided you have a correct ID cartridge. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel. Cool. And while we're here, let's see what else we've got. Oh, nice storage bin. And we got a spot to sleep. And what's this? Messages for Alex Hawthorne. Let's see the archived message. Well, unread first, then archived. You, Bedford. Wingman's wingman. Forgot to mention in my previous message, I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, The Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't go showing it around to your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Oh no, Alex had a serial based off of him. Whoops. Alright, what else we got? More from Bedford. Can't tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humor and the tale of your hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the by, I was scraping Groundbreaker's comms network for tasty little tidbits. Noticed you declined to dock at Edgewater's landing pad and instead touched down in the wilderness. You rugged individualist you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down on Terra 2 proves fruitful, and I look forward to corresponding with greater regularity. Your best friend, Udom. Hello? I don't know where you were raised, but I'd hazard it to guess it may have been a barn, because anyone with even a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. P.S. Please respond. Hope this finds you well. Pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear, dreadfully unreliable. Just like your ship. I hope you've given some thought to that thing we discussed, you know, about the Wells fellow. I'm so sorry to press, but I have the strangest tickling feeling that you really do know him, and if you could just tell me where he is, well, it would be marvelous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Looking forward to seeing you again, Wingman. Your dearest friend, Udom. Udom Bedford. We met when I accidentally impounded your ship, my silly fat fingers embarrassing me once again. I hope that wasn't too terribly inconvenient for you. It was such a pleasure for me, and I tremendously appreciate your forbearance in not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever in Groundbreaker's airspace, well, space, please don't hesitate to look me up. The Lost Hope serves Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try every color. You know, really tie one on. So this Udom seemed to have had a bit of an obsession with Alex. What did Alex actually send? There's no call for shouting. My terminal was busted. Had a few too many and might have knocked it off the desk. You know how it is. Sometimes you just gotta cut loose. I'm not telling you where Wells is, so lay off. Buy me a drink at the Lost Hope next time I'm in, and I might forgive you. Interesting. Log entries. Shrink rate. Captain's note SW001 shrink ray. Note to self, remember this later. No better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to my point. I saw in actuality with my own 2 eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells's lab, just sitting there for the taking, if the grey hair were to look away or forget about it maybe, or if I had asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I'd heard rumors of fantastical weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories. Laying eyes on Wells' shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there's more to the rumors. More to be had, AH. Hammer power. Last time I got sloshed, was imbibing at the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udon was really free with the drinks. He seems like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on 2 Mardits yammering on about a mad scientist some years back who'd claimed he'd made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like none of us have heard that one before. But here's the good part. The Mardits said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat? Sure fits the bill. Could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. And black market liens. Why won't Wells just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologize for shouting him down 5 times, but architect be damned, it's just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission, or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hard-working folks of the colony like some sort of moralist psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Alex. Wow. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I have been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check with the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. Huh. Interesting. There's a science weapon and a science weapon on the Groundbreaker. Cool. We'll have to look into those. Huh. Who are you? There's no response from the automechanical unit. A serial number etched in its chassis includes the letters SAM. Interesting. So, hey, Max.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Huh. Well, for one thing, I'd like to know more about everyone I'm flying with, so what's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
That's somewhat concerning.
Oh, I eventually learned how to channel it into my quest for knowledge. But my childhood, that is a different tale. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Uh-huh. And what made you so passionate about
My
it?
parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
And weren't they proud of you for what you became?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
So, The plan. Tell me about it.
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
Uh-huh. That sounds like a convenient way to control the masses.
It can be if abused, but that can be said about anything. However, in the case of the board and Halcyon, sadly, I believe you are correct.
Well, it seems really trusting that you just signed on without knowing anything about us.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Yeah, alright. And what if the book doesn't have the answers you're looking for?
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
I was a colonist on the Hope. Scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body and thawed me out, you know.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
Well, he wants chemicals to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Because it's the right thing to do.
A commendable attitude.
Let's see. That book in French.
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
And what's with the Philosophists?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the Philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
So you're looking for someone who speaks French, right? Where do we go for that?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous Philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Really? Only one guy in the whole colony that can translate French? No. Former what now?
You caught me. Listen, the OSI frowns on fraternization with philosophists. I'd like to keep my associations with our scholar friend quiet.
So, one guy...
The only one
really?
I'm aware of. I suppose we could always just ask random passers-by if they are fluent in it.
Hey, I'm the captain here. Only I get to be a smartass.
1,000 pardons, my good captain. I thought we were engaging in witty repartee. Now, as far as tracking down this scholar, we should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How is it that simple? How is it that a simple Vickers happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Yeah, alright. And I'm guessing Crew Manifest will help us because he'll be in it somewhere.
I'll comb the last 6 months of Departure Manifest to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you, Captain.
We'll help you out for now, I guess. So, hey, Ada. How do I talk to you?
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Know anything about that automechanical in the janitor's closet?
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it. But I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's talk.
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
Makes sense. And if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
Yeah,
when I simulate
guess so.
myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
What might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Aww. And what about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that.
Aww.
In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Have there been other captains?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How can I be of assistance?
We'll talk more later. Gosh. He does kinda sad. Alright, let's see what we can find about Sam. First results. Don't forget, found a discarded sanitation and maintenance automechanical in Emerald Vale scrap heap. Should not be too difficult to get it up and running. Can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say a clean, mean killing machine. Hawthorne, oh my god. Should be fun. Removal of factory standard part Sud Steeper was successful. Delivery of combat modified replacement part Acid Steeper has been delayed. Progress setback is estimated now to be a solid 3 months. Not like I have more pressing matters to attend to. But I do. Giving up hope on the delivery. The part is lost in transit and it's not turning up anytime soon. But good news. I heard from a fellow who knows a gal who knows the broker who overcharged me for information regarding the location of an acid steeper I can filch. The part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. Sure never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up following this next pit stop back to Emerald Vale. Wells wants me to chaperone some person of interest. Well, I guess we'll just have to pick that up then. Alright, that's enough fiddling around on the ship. Let's take a look at our navigation terminal. So, we need to head to the Groundbreaker, but also we could check in Phineas's lab. I'd like to take a look there, see if we can maybe convince him to part with that shrink ray we read about. Oop. Welcome to the system map, blah blah blah. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous. All employees are encouraged to remain home or at work. Okay.
Arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud.
Okay, well, yes, I could hear you. I can't find you, which is a slight problem. Probably this way.
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself.
Okay.
Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Oh, that's good to know. I mean, I was here recently.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
Aw, thanks, Phineas. For what it's worth, I appreciate you pulling me out of the Hope.
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals.
Well, I want to talk a bit.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Is there a reason you're hiding behind bulletproof glass?
Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Well, that's important.
Absolutely. Let's talk.
So, have you met my crew?
No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
Relax. They're with me.
Oh, fine. As long as you're vouching for their character and they aren't touching things. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the Hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you.
You're right. I'm doing pretty well for myself.
Yes, indeed. Well done. Also, you still haven't spontaneously liquefied, which pleases me immensely. Progress.
Definitely good news, yeah.
What's on your mind? Absolutely. Let's talk.
So, don't you ever leave your lab?
Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the aether. Well, no, I imagine I'd last at least 12 seconds before I'd lose consciousness and die of hypoxia.
It's not what I meant. Come on, there has to be something you do for fun.
I enjoyed the occasional aether wave drama in my youth. Not anymore. All board propaganda. I'd rather not be brainwashed.
Yeah, no kidding.
To answer answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. There's too much work to be done. The Hope's colonists won't revive themselves, you know.
Must be hard leaving with the bounty on your head.
Yes, that troublesome bounty on my head. I've been a fugitive ever since the board caught wind of my research. My work is my life. The board can put a price on my head, but they can't scare me into stopping my research.
So, why are you wanting to revive the Hope's colonists anyways?
Because we've lost our way. The board has a stranglehold over this colony, and we've all been conditioned into total obedience. The Hope is full of specialists, scientists, engineers, talented individuals like you. People who haven't been corrupted by the board. Unfortunately, the Hope's colonists have been frozen for decades, well past your shelf life, so to speak. No offense.
None taken. You mentioned the special chemicals. That's why, right?
Precisely. The chemical I need is dimethyl sulfoxide, a rare, potent, essential to reviving long-frozen bodies. 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen for decades. In theory, you never should have survived the revival process. But the conventional theories are wrong. You're living proof that it can be done. There's yet hope for the Hope. Get it?
Don't try to be funny. No, I'm glad to hear it.
We'll do our very best to save them all. I'd best get back to work. I can feel my last dose of caffeinoid fading.
Science weapons are unique weapons that have strange and powerful effects. It increases as your science skill increases.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
Neat. Why is there a pig in here? Hello, Bubbles. Oh, goodness. Well, that's interesting.
The sissy pigs make excellent test subjects. Also surprisingly nutritious.
Gross. Alright, what have you got for us, Phineas? 2H Blythe. No response. Cause undetermined. I worked it out. Explain details later. Be difficult to reproduce. Need your help. All necessary materials should be present in Halcyon, but locations elude me. Dumped a new associate Dirtside, Terra 2, near Edgewater. They have a stake in my purpose, but trust in them only about 23.7 at present. They're recovering a ship. Should be along any time. Just need to know where to send them. Let me know when you get this. Eager to be done.
Careful, that's my communications terminal.
Yep, very careful. Reminder, mop up melted pig. Calculate the movement of the heavenly bodies, but not the madness of men. Let's see. Flash frozen organic material reverts back to its original cell structure when treated with tincture of dimethyl sulfoxide. Rate of explosive cell death a very respectable 6%. Difficult to acquire, limited quantities of compound, lightly produced by Auntie Cleo, recently discontinued due to severe adverse reactions. Artificial stasis induced, revivification complicated. Treatment failed. Explosive cell death. Finished cleaning liquefied remains from laboratory floor, walls, and experiments. Experimenting with Spacer's Choice partially emulsified creamer substitute. Finished brewing, added 2 ounces of Spacer's Choice. Atrocious, felt part of self die on the inside. Reminder, add Spacer's Choice to the list. Note to self number 2, buy more mouthwash. Have spared one of my stock of experimental cysty pigs to be used as a renewable source of nourishment. Have named this lucky pig Bubbles. Giving an animal a name establishes rapport and creates a positive emotional bond. Allegedly improves flavor of tumors. Must look into that. Excellent creatures, cysty pigs. Don't know how people used to survive without these genetic wonders of porcine succulence. Slaughtering a pig for meat instead of harvesting tumors that ripen naturally, falling off the flesh like mock apples off a tree, seems the height of barbarity. Truly a miracle of modern science. Personal logs. Have procured services of Captain Alex Hawthorne. Hope he didn't name his ship after the quality of his services. I'll be sending my new accomplice down to Hawthorne via escape pod as soon as the revival process is complete. Hawthorne should make for an agreeable companion, or at least an acceptable chaperone. Law willing, he isn't a total buffoon. Alright, well, I guess that's all there is for us to do here. Let's continue on.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Alright. Well then.
You got a minute?
Of course. What's up, Parv?
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson?
And what about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Yeah, get that on over.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Nope, we're good.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief Tennyson will get it sorted before then.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Parv, you're such a dork.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. Need a drink.
Hey, what's up?
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Oh, notice you're in the middle of an argument.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
Almost like you wanted to get arrested.
Yeah, because I knocked my foreman out with a tossball stick. But, to be fair, I wasn't the one who started it. The guy was insulting my Rizzo's Rangers. Look, if it's a crime to defend your favorite tossball team against slander and calumny, well then lock me right up.
Okay. What did you do?
Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Neat. Got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
That's me, Captain of the Unreliable.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama.
Yeah,
Hey,
something
I don't
like
want to
that.
talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
You in a hurry to get somewhere?
Oh, not at all. Just, you know, gonna figure out what to do next. See you around, boss.
As long as you don't try to steal my ship while I'm gone. Customs. That's bound to be a good time. So what's your deal?
Identification, please.
Present Hawthorne's ID. Here you go.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day.
Oh, good.
According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
Probably. I take it back. I'm not Hawthorne. So, how do we fix this?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker.
No.
His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Any idea why?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Great. We'll go talk to him then.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
What's that?
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay. Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
What kind of
A
shipment?
handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Alright.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
We're looking for Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
And, any work available?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
Anything local?
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
Parv.
Happy to help. That's my job, after all.
Is
You're
it?
real good at it, too.
Well, thank you, miss. It's nice to be recognized. Yep.
Can we move this along? I have a certain, matter I'd like to attend to, Captain.
Gotta use the bathroom. Yeah, we're
All
fine.
right. Be seeing you.
Oh, actually, before we go this way. Restricted. Is this restricted? This looks not restricted. also looks not particularly of interest. Ooh. Huh. It's possibly a bad sign. Ugh. Well, you are very dead. Ow. I'm okay.
I picked up this.
Huh. Quest objective requires entering restricted area. Gotcha.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the scholar shipped in and out with.
You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
It's neat to see people just hanging out. Alright, well, we got the thingy. Let's see how it works. Restricted access. You know what? Let's maybe try this way.
Nicely done.
Disguise activated.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks, you too.
That beep from me.
Great work. There it is. Just yank the drive and I'll do the rest.
Gotcha. I would also like to check, though, everything else. Data cartridge ejected. Confiscated goods. Obtained a freelancer who was cagey about business. Confiscated personal belongings. Modified pistol, hatchet, metal loop, prayer beads, locked container. Fled before we could get down to it, left his things behind, so they're stored in the back. Until he shows his face again, which is likely to be never. Sublight put a bid on one of our impounds. Crawl of the Lost Hope. Hawthorne's ship impounded by order of Udon Bedford. Guy from Back Bay's roughed up the Moon Kid. Sworn testimony that McRed was spotted at the Rest and Go. Oh, why'd you look at that? I do appreciate that Parv and Max both get the outfits too. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, now
Try not to
we're
be
ready.
distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Oh, of course. Place is rather pretty, though. Huh. That sure is a heck of a head you got there, buddy.
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget.
Understandable. So, I've gotta ask about the hat.
I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division.
Are you doing alright in there?
Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as Spacer's Choice is affordable.
Can you see anything from in there?
I can see all of the top-quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog.
Wow.
Which is available here at a reasonable price.
How do you brush your teeth?
Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Sprout Wash, Mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development.
Do you miss eating solid food?
Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon colony.
Do you have to sleep with that on?
Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy drink.
How would that help
blast
sleep?
will send you through the stratosphere, and the crash will knock you out cold, guaranteed.
So they make you wear that, right?
Add an additional 10% to your purchase today, and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat.
Martin. Do you need help getting out of there?
Even if my contract didn't forbid it, I think it's part of me now.
Oh, God.
Now, are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar Green, the future is spearmint.
I am addressing the man beneath the mask. Are you okay?
Damn it. No slogan for that one. Look, this hat, my job. It may not seem like much to a brave space captain, but they're all that I have. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Mine can be no worse than someone else's. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this short life and try to be the best moon person I can be.
Sorry if I pushed you too hard, Martin.
It's fine. I should be stronger than this. Thanks for taking an interest. Speaking of interest, can I interest you in some quality budget goods? At Spacer's Choice, we cut corners so you don't have to.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Have a look.
That was the most awkward thing ever.
Are you listening to me, Emfuru?
Hmm?
You can't get me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
Maybe a little bit.
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Emfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place.
What's up?
Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
Wait, you don't like her, but you're checking on her?
You say that like it's weird.
That's just very noble of you.
It is most certainly not. And watch where you go saying that, okay? You're gonna give people the wrong idea. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe we can help.
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
So, what's the deal?
What seems to be the problem?
I'd like to see Jessie.
If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her.
The records say? Have you talked to her yourself?
She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying.
Mm-hmm. Am I surprised?
Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here.
How do you mean?
We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Take care.
Let's take a look at this terminal. Let's see. To Captain Irion, where are my automechs? Not so much. Anything in logs? Staff shortage. Board won't dispatch a surgeon unless Junlei agrees to share a third of all docking revenue, blah 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 blah. I'm just gonna walk in. Hey, Dr. Wanda.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service.
Well, Wheeler says that your shipment won't be coming in soon.
He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate.
I could try to find him.
I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, He was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.
Yeah, alright. Okay. Hey, look at this. Let's see. Quarantine. Operating room.
Slow day, huh?
Yeah, sure. Let's see what's this way. Medical bay keycard.
You're sure this is perfectly safe? I'd rather not die early of an infectious disease myself.
You'll be fine.
For the last ratchet on rotten time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you?
Ellie sent me.
What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone.
That sounds like a lie. She's worried about you. A lot.
Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
Okay. Hey, how's it going?
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath.
Okay.
You, ain't with the board, are you?
Oh god, no.
See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low.
Ah, gotcha. Well, Ellie wants me to help you, so that's what I plan to do.
Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me.
So what got you in trouble anyway?
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear.
Uh-huh. Yet you think the board had someone follow you and now you're hiding.
Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing.
And what
All
line
right,
of
I'll
work
fess
is
this
that?
part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years.
So you stole it?
If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent.
Ah. Yeah, we'll have a chat with him.
Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Yeah, probably. Anywho. Well then. Hey Ellie, how's it going?
Any word on Jessie?
Yeah, she's in debt into the board and thinks someone's after her. I'll handle it.
Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it. I'd go with you to see the board's rep, but I'm not great with soft skills.
Good to know. Huh.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? Ah, that's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
What they do with their waste? I guess they just chuck it down here.
Ugh.
Where's it all go?
Neat. Aww. Oh, look at these little sprats. Oh, they're so cute. Babies.
How about I stay up top? You know, keep watch. Okay?
Huh, that could come in handy. And yeah, you go ahead. Frozen dinner. Mmm. Ugh. Crumpled instructions. Frankie got a lead on some local salvage. One of Groundbreaker's old hangars was bricked over until someone found it by poking around in the stevedore's quarters. Lilia gave us the go-ahead to plant her flag once we clear out the new arrivals. I'm sending you to scout. Look for a loose panel. You gotta climb on top of their bunks and head toward the back wall. Lilia says we should watch our backs. She thinks we're being tailed. In other words, typical Lilia. Yeah, she might have had a point there. Well,
no one saw me trip over that, right?
oh, Max. It's interesting how much, like, there is in the way of side spaces and open corridors and everything around here. Ooh, and plenty of loot. Oh boy.
Is anyone there? I can hear footsteps! Thank you, stranger. Shit, ain't that a relief?
Hi.
You have no idea how good the air on Groundbreaker smells until you've been trapped in a tiny bathroom with an overflowing toilet.
Oh dear God, no.
Thanks again, friend.
How long were you in there?
Time stood still. I was aware of nothing but the smell. Ugh, could have been days. Ah, shit. That means I haven't clocked out in days. Song is gonna have my ass for wage theft.
So, what happened?
What usually happens on this partially pressurized rust bucket? Something broke. Well, actually, two things broke. First, the damn toilet overflowed. When I came to clean that up, the damn door decided to close and lock on me.
Huh.
You're gonna shake me down after I was trapped in a shit-covered bathroom? Is that how it is?
Just make sure people know I helped you out, jeez.
That all? Of course. Everyone on the ship's gonna hear about this. Hell, it's the only chance I've got to keep my job.
Oh, that's gross.
Quietly now.
I hear something in here. Oh, good.
Here we go!
Don't mess with us.
Ugh. Right. Well then. Oof. Mantiplasma gland. Lost Hope's plumbing is acting up again. While you're there, someone locked their key behind a door. It's the locked one. Once you're ready for a challenge, come back and we'll discuss the radiators for the 100th time.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lei gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing.
Don't suppose you know a way I could get to Stellar Bay on Monarch?
Stellar Bay proper? Tough to say. The board recalled all the nav keys about 10 years back when the corpse pulled back to Terra 2.
Any clue why?
It's overrun with beasts, I heard. Big ones. Kinda chew your face off for fun. Might all be board propaganda, though.
Yeah, sounds likely.
If you're aiming to get to Stellar Bay, you're gonna have to get your hands dirty. The board don't like them that truck with Monarch. But I ain't the one you ought to be asking. Try Gladys on the promenade. She'll fix you up.
Alright. Heard anything interesting?
Some big shot down in Byzantium's holding auditions for a new adventure serial. So yay, another 6 of those next season.
Alright. And let's get out of here.
Can we rent an upstairs room?
Regularly scheduled advertisement.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
Yeah, looking for Gladys.
Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from.
And, how is this place?
Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown.
And how do you guys keep the board at bay?
Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free.
And that Sublight thing?
Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one.
Interesting. And, how about doing business with the promenade merchants?
Of course. Most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
Yeah, no kidding. Here we go. You must be Gladys.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Phineas sent me, actually.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least.
Oh, good.
Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
10,000 bits, dang. Well, what's this opportunity you got?
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
No qualms here.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Why was it abandoned?
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
Yep, let's go for it.
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
Sounds good.
Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
I like her.
Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this your room? I'll just move along. Wait, this is almost certainly my room. That's my underwear on the floor.
I guess you're right.
Following that series? The Hunt for the Wimbro?
The pirate ship? I don't go in for docu-series.
Alright. So, we've got to a new place, chatted with our followers a bit, done a bit of exploring, and now we've got like 5 different directions to go in. Quite a sight up there. So, next time we'll get our ship unimpounded and deal with some engineering stuff and etc, etc. And if you enjoyed this episode, please check down in the doobly-doo and always like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And I'll see you all next time. Alright. Bye, everybody.